Mm-hmm. It's the morning cryptos, and for some reason, Bitcoin just keeps going up. I wonder why. So let's do the charts. Let's do the morning cryptos. For some reason, Bitcoin seems to just want to keep going up and up and up forever, right? Yes, until all the people rushing into Bitcoin discover that when they want to do anything with it, spend it, or exchange it, or move it, that it takes a long time and the transaction fees are high. And there's about 5 other currencies that will do the job just as well. And yeah, that's my opinion. And I feel right now the same way I felt when I realized that the Ponzi schemes really were Ponzi schemes and I got out, and yet I keep seeing people rush in. You know, it's like, what do I know that they don't know? And from a place of experience, you can see when something is kind of overblown. And I had less than $100 worth of Bitcoin, and it's now, I think, worth like 120. So it's going up, and that's good. However, trust me, people. No, don't trust me. Please don't trust me. Don't trust anyone. I am predicting that we're going to have a significant retracement. Look at this down here. This is called a retracement, right? That happened in June. It went up and up and up. And there's a little spook here, but then it went up and up and up. And there was a 29.43, and it couldn't imagine, the market couldn't imagine 3,000. And so it backed away from it, waiting for all this hard fork crap to happen. And then the hard fork crap happened, and it jolted right back up, paused a moment, and then jolted way up. And I don't think they've actually activated SegWit yet. So nothing has really changed other than the perception of people all over the world and the news media and the hype that's being, and Bitcoin's the first to market. It's the first thing that anyone has heard about. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a little video on one of the, I think, most significant Bitcoin or cryptocurrency thought leaders in my next video. And his whole point was, if all this nonsense hadn't been happening, Bitcoin might already be at 5,000, or it might already be at 10,000. And that, there is a drag on this amazing idea called Bitcoin. So I want Bitcoin to succeed. Please understand that. I'm starting to get experience in learning how to step aside and let a crowd do its crowd thing. And then when it pops, I'll be right there to scoop some up at a much lower price when it hits its next retracement. And it will. So anyway, let's look at the 1 hours. Yeah, it's making new highs as we speak. This is history being made right here, people, that no one will give a shit about tomorrow if it makes new highs or drops, right? Anyway, history of the 30 minutes. History being made right before your very eyes. And look on the 30 minutes how it doesn't go straight up. There's a lot of profit taking going on here. It went all the way back down to 44.80 before the next rush of buying came into the market. And you can see on the 30 minutes these sideways trading ranges. Now, this is an interesting piece. Let me see the 1 hours here, if it shows up on the 1 hours. I think the 30 shows it a little better, a little more detail. So what we had was a, bottoms lower, consistently lower, and then at some point it stops. What makes it stop? No one really knows. There's no support here. What made it stop going down and suddenly start going up? We don't know. And just looking at a chart, you don't know. You just know that it's gone down, right? And as it's going down, I'm not going to buy it until I see that it kind of stops going down, that there might be, I'm not going to buy into a bunch of red. I'm going to buy into a bunch of red, then I'm going to see if there's some green coming in. You know what I mean? So you want to kind of trust if it's all red. That's not a buy signal. That's a kind of watch signal. And then right here where it had tops, just see where the tops are here. There's 1, 2, 3, and then it has an upward trend where the bottoms are all higher, pretty much all higher, and it reaches its own little mini top thing going on right here. Right? That sideways trading range is the buy signal. So literally, if you wanted to roll it and get back in, you had a good signal here to get back in. So if you're going to buy, even if you're just a casual person with only $100, before you actually make your trade or exchange or put your US dollars into buying any kind of crypto, look at the 30-minute chart. Usually the 30-minute chart tells you a lot about what's going on right then and there. The 1-minute chart, not so much. But look at the tops on the 1 minutes right now. Wherever you see a bunch of tops at the same place and yet no, the bottoms are pretty consistent, that to me is an indicator that it wants to move. Every time I've seen it, it moves. So it's not the perfect indicator that, is totally fail-safe. It's not a guarantee, right? It's not a guaranteed 10% interest per day. It's not 3.6% interest calculated every hour, compounded every hour. No, there's time. You have to wait. There's no guarantees. It could drop, right? You could get in at 46.95 or 46.87, where it is right this moment, and it could go to 10,000, or it could drop. It could drop back to 1,000. It could. It really could. That's exciting, people. That actually stimulates us in some strange hypnotic way. So this is Mark Shepard. This is the Hypnosis of Money and my exploration of the crypto world. And this is what I do every morning. Hope you'll join me. And I'm going to do the next one now. Ethereum. Now, again, let's look at Ethereum. Let's just look at some of the moments when it moved. Here we have, what do we have? We pretty much have some tops that are about the same, and we have an upward trading range, right? And then it bolts, then it moves. Up here, we have a little bit of a dip down. It's not really a sideways trading range. It's a little downward trading range. But it's definitely a retracement. This was the big signal here. And I would be looking for Bitcoin when it reaches its uber high, which I think will probably be around 5,000. I think Bitcoin's probably going to do a similar pattern. It's going to have a serious retracement, and people are going to get shaken up and shaken out of the market, and all the people that, the powers that be that seem to think that high fees and long transaction times and full blocks are a good idea might get a wake-up call. I don't know. But we are literally approaching 500. We are in about to reach historic highs in Ethereum. And again, I have one single Ethereum-ishness. I have one Ether token. So it's kind of fun to see it. And it's going up right now, in this moment. Let's look at the 1 hours. Oh, look, there's a sideways trading range on the 1 hours, right? Sideways trading range, bottoms are all higher. And we have a lot of energy in the market as well. And, we're coming into September, and it's like everybody's coming back from vacation or whatever. People are coming into it, and they're looking, wow, it's going up. And the majority of people will look at the headlines, it's going up, and they will jump in. And that's when I want to be on the sidelines, ready to accept their money. So we have a nice, on the 30s, a nice sideways trading range. We got one top, two top. You could probably call this a third top. It's going to tip tap top on the top, pop, pop. And then we have a sideways trading range here, and it's only slightly higher. But again, we're on the 30 minutes here, people. So just keep in mind, as long as they're the same or higher, I would be looking for Ethereum to break out today. And if I knew I could get in and then get out when I wanted to, I might jump in if I was kind of doing day trading, or if I was a trading bot. I think you're going to see some trading bots jump in here, because I think today it's going to crank. Historic highs, people. So exciting. So exciting. All right, and I am excited, seriously. I'm not just being sarcastic. I'm really contemplating how our minds work in these situations, how mass movements happen, how people get on board something, then how we suddenly all now have cell phones. We're in the midst of a vast human experiment in consciousness, and I think it's fabulous. I think it's exciting. It's a revolution. Join the revolution, people. And it's peaceful at the moment. Hopefully we can keep it peaceful. Dash. I'm liking Dash a lot, and a lot of people have run into Dash because it's usable. It has value, and yet it's quite affordable. Not as affordable as Litecoin at the moment. And we had a little profit taking, and we might see a little bit of a sideways range. If I wanted some Dash, I already have some, so I really don't want any more at the moment. But if I wanted some, I would kind of try. I would want to watch this and see what kind of a sideways trading range. Okay, good. So if I wanted to get into Dash today, right now is a good time to get in. It's off its uber high, and it will probably go back up and test that high. And so, not a bad time to get into Dash. I don't know if it's a good time, but we have, my favorite trading pattern. It's right there, right? And again, crowds are predictable. Individuals are not. And as Earl Nightingale said, if you don't know what to do, watch the crowd and do the opposite. But hopefully you actually know what to do. You want to have some kind of a plan. If you're going to do this, you got to have some kind of a plan, and you got to start somewhere, and you got to get your feet wet. And I highly suggest that you get $100 of Bitcoin, $100 of Ethereum, $100 of Litecoin on the Coinbase exchange, and you can get $10 of Bitcoin if you use my link below the video, and I get $10. And if you're just beginning, you're okay. You're fine with $100 of each on the Coinbase exchange, and kind of get in and watch it and see what happens and see how you feel, and then watch these charts every day and and check it out. You can't get Dash there. They may be including that in the near future. And then the next step is to get yourself an Exodus wallet where you can actually trade, exchange for more of these cryptos. You can get Dash in the Exodus wallet. So right now I'm doing Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and I have a tiny little bit of Bitcoin. Because I personally think Bitcoin's going to have a serious correction, and then I'm gonna get in, and I'm also going to start looking at Bitcoin Cash. but there's no hurry, right? This stuff happens every day, every week. There's always an opportunity. Okay, let's look at Dash on the 30s. Yeah, we got this little double top here on the 30s, and the bottoms are all higher. Not a bad time to get in. Let's look at the 1 minute. Sometimes the 1 minutes are not comprehensible. So your 30-minute chart and your 1 hour chart are really helpful. All right, that's Dash. Let's do Litecoin. Oh, I really like Litecoin. And I really like the fact that I saw its pattern and I got in. I think, where did I get in? I think I got in back here. No, I didn't get in back that far. Maybe over here. I know I got in. And see, this is where I suck as a trader, is that I don't keep track of where I get in. I just know where to get in, and I know if it goes higher. And like the actual amount that I've made doesn't calculate in my dyslexic mind. But it works enough so I can see buy low, sell high. It's the simplest thing in the world. Buy low, sell high, right? And if I thought Litecoin was going to stop, I would sell here, right? But I think it's going to keep going. I think it's going to go for 100 because it works. It's tradable on the major exchange. It's cheap. It has a good team behind it. It has more and more recognition that it's really functional. And we actually have the guy who created it, Charlie Lee, who is, from what I can tell, an actually pretty nice guy and a smart guy. He doesn't seem to be a megalomaniac trying to take over the world. He's modest, he's humble, and he's created something that we can actually use, right? Actually use. And at the moment, it's working. And it's working. And it might be the thing. It might be the holy grail of cryptos. The holy grail of cryptos that people can actually use. And there may be cards that will now soon offer Litecoin. And it's like a lot of stuff ignores Litecoin. And again, that's what you kind of want. You want to look for the sleeper hit. The movie that wasn't really advertised that much, but everybody went to see that summer, because there actually is wisdom in the crowd, right? And word of mouth is a powerful driver. And what are people talking about, right? They're talking about how Bitcoin sucks and Litecoin's, reaching record new highs, right? I was telling you that last week, and now everybody else is telling you that this week, right? Not that I'm smarter than anybody, but I'm just watching this. And this to me is exactly the same as what I used to do as a little kid when I'd go into the woods and just sit down on a frickin' rock in a clearing and just sit still and watch and notice what's going on. And I saw some amazing things as a kid. And so for me, this works with my personality. It may not work with your personality, but you may have a good job. You may have a career you love, I have a career I love, but there's very little money in being an unknown singer-songwriter. And I've met singer-songwriters who have won Grammys, who have platinum, songs of theirs on platinum records, and they're having a hard time making a living because that industry has been disrupted. There's so many industries that have been disrupted. And this is a major disruptive force coming into the market, just like the internet came in and changed our world, just like cell phones and texting came into the market and changed the world. And the early adapters got in, and then other people saw them, and it rolls like that. And that's where we are right now with cryptos, is that more and more people are being aware of it. And that's why I'm looking at Litecoin and why I like it so much, because it's a little less in the public eye, but it's in the public eye enough, right? So it can move, and it has room to move. It has, a couple of $1,000 room to move towards Bitcoin's valuation. area. So, all right, let's look at the 1 hours. We have a nice Bitcoin. Litecoin is such a beautiful chart. It does these beautiful sideways. It just does. It does these beautiful sideways ranges with some pretty recognizable tops. There's a couple of tops and consistently higher bottoms. It's like this little wedge thing. I like it. And it will probably do another one of these patterns on the 1 hours, right? And there are places to get in. I might not get in right here. It's at the top. And again, please don't chase a top, people. Wait for a retracement. Like right here, when it dipped back to 65, you had a couple of chances to get in right there. When it hit a bottom and then it went up a little bit, that's like, ooh, okay. It found some support here. Let's get in. So there are little windows or doors you can get in, and Litecoin is making its move, people. And I feel very smugly satisfied that I called it 2 weeks ago. I've been calling Litecoin for 2 weeks now, just based on the pattern and my own experiences and frustration with Bitcoin. I have a low frustration level, and I think that's healthy. I get frustrated, and then I have to change something, or I have to address something, or talk about something, or fix something. And a lot of people seem to have a much higher tolerance for frustration than I do. And maybe that's because I'm an early adapter. Maybe it's because I have ADD, or I'm highly sensitive, or whatever bullshit I tell myself. It's all stories. But I like Litecoin, people, and so I'm sticking with it. I'm hanging on to my Litecoin at the moment, and I'm watching my $100 worth of Bitcoin become worth more, and I have absolutely no regrets about missing out on this next big move. And I think Bitcoin will go to 5,000, but a pullback is inevitable, right? Pullbacks are inevitable, and this is a historic rise, people. We are in historic times. We're looking out our window, or looking in the window at a revolution in thought and behavior. So that is the Hypnosis of Money, the morning cryptos, and I hope you'll check out. I just put up a couple of new music videos yesterday, and I put up my Mighty Wings Hummingbird song. And I did a sound healing hypnosis session yesterday afternoon, and I put that up on the channel. So if you have an open mind and you want to check out some of the other stuff I do, please check those out. And I will continue to make my music and play with these cryptos, and we'll see which one supports me more. I think they work nicely together, and I hope you can find a way to do what you really love to do in the world, and to do it every day in a way that makes a positive difference in your life and in the lives of other people. That certainly is my intention, and I'm working on it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, awesome day. It is Thursday, the 31st of August, and this is day 32 of my challenge to understand, to go deep into the world of the crypto cranking. And this ultimately will probably be my next book, called The Crypto Cranker's Guide to the Galaxy of Greed and Grooviness. And look at Bitcoin go. Historic highs happening right before your eyes, and same with Litecoin. So you might want to, I don't know, if you want to keep some profits, you might want to sell soon. Take some profits is my mantra has been, and I learned this from the HYIP programs, the HYPE programs, the high yield investment programs, and that is, if you're going to risk your money, have an exit point. Know where, okay, I've made enough and I'm going to get out, right? I've made enough and I'm going to get out at a certain point. And to me, this would be a good point. I think it's going to go to 5,000. But if you want to hang on and risk it dropping back down to 3,000, right? That's always the option. It probably will come back to 4,000. So, I mean, if you were in now, you know, I would just be willing to bet at 5,000 there will be so much profit taking that it'll be hard to get out, and it will drop, and you know, there will be no buyers at 5,000. There'll all be sellers, at least for a little while, and it will probably make a retracement back to 4,000. That's my prediction. We'll see if I'm just flapping my gubs or if it's true. And if you like this, please subscribe. It helps a lot. It really helps a lot. And click the little bell thing so when I pop up a new video, you get notification. And so far, I've been doing the morning cryptos every morning. And I do it as I look at the charts. I don't look at them first. I just look at them with you live, even though it's tape recorded. And even though it's recorded. And I think that's it. Got stuff below the video. I got details, information below the video. I think that's it. I'm out of here. Someone please start the music so this man can finish his cup of coffee. Good morning, cryptos. Mark Shepard over now. See you in the next one. Peace.